Today we're going to discuss if outdoor dining has turned New York City a bit more European feeling, and then I'm going to update you all on the Phase 4 reopening of the Big Apple, which includes some really famous tourist attractions. Make sure to watch till the end. Hey everyone, it's John coming to you from my favorite Japanese garden here in Greenwich Village, and I'm trying to stay as optimistic as possible considering everything that's going on in the world. And to give you a good number, on July 21st, New York City had 391 reported cases of coronavirus, down from a peak of 8,000 a day in mid-April. Things here have gotten better, a lot better. One word to describe this city is resilient, and I think outdoor dining is just a perfect example of this resiliency. And in fact, it's just been announced that outdoor dining is here to stay until at least the end of October. So we've got 4 more months of this. I'm not the first person to say it, but walking around many parts of New York, including my neighborhood, Greenwich Village, it's beginning to feel a lot more European just seeing all of this outdoor dining. Now, I filmed some of these clips just a couple of minutes ago during the day, but if you came here on a nice night, it is absolutely packed with happy revelers, separated at their tables, and you have to credit these restaurants for doing their best to try to stay open during an extremely difficult time. If there's one thing that comes of this coronavirus pandemic that I would love to see stay in New York, it's during these warm weather months, outdoor dining. I did have this thought recently. Let's say that indoor dining doesn't come back for a while. Come November, come December, outdoor dining may not be an option anymore. Now, what is New York City gonna be like during those months? Are they gonna be forced to have some kind of indoor dining? Is there gonna be some kind of an innovation where restaurants can put tents outside with heat lamps? You know, you could think of 235th having igloos. Tell me your opinion in the comments. What do you think this upcoming winter is gonna look like for New York City? I'm really curious. All right, switching gears, I want to update you all on the subway situation. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was lamenting how there weren't a ton of people riding on the train at all. Well, I took this clip yesterday riding the C train uptown to 42nd Street, and it was about 50% full. This is a trend. I'm seeing it more and more. I'm even seeing my friends on Instagram the last few weeks posting, this is my first subway ride in 3 months, my first ride in 4 months. I think the day of the subway getting crowded again, it's coming. It's coming sooner than later, in fact, where social distancing could be a bit of a problem. Speaking of subways, the other day I witnessed something that I never thought I would see, at least with my own eyes, in New York City. So we got off the 1 train at South Ferry, and that's the last stop on the downtown 1. An army of cleaners boarded the train right after we left and started cleaning up. I mean, every single car of that subway was taken care of. So we went from this surreal experience being riding the New York City subway without other people to seeing the trains getting cleaned at the end of the line. Now that is one surreal experience and a novel experience that I hope continues after the pandemic is over. By the way, if you want to help me out, make sure to hit that like button down below so the YouTube algorithm knows to keep supporting this channel. Before we get to the Phase 4 reopening, I want to bring up some tourist attractions which have either just reopened or are going to reopen in the next month or so. And the first one is the Statue of Liberty. Now, this past Monday, Statue Cruises started taking people over to Liberty Island. You are not able to go inside, which is my absolute favorite thing to do. I've only done it once in my life, and it was unforgettable to go to the crown of the Statue of Liberty. But you can visit Liberty Island, which is a very cool thing to do by itself. And if you're a local New Yorker and you've always wanted to do it, well, now would be the time because I can't imagine it's very crowded. On the subject of New York City icons, the Empire State Building reopened on Monday. Now, they're only allowing 500 people per day to visit, which, if this was a peak tourist season, would be an absurdly low number, but I'm not even sure right now that they're even able to sell that out. Now, there is one outdoor deck at the Empire State Building. They've talked about a new air filtration system and social distancing being built in. I am curious, though, about that elevator ride. I think that is probably what would scare me the most about the Empire State Building experience at the moment, is taking that elevator, potentially crowded with other people. But I'm sure they're doing their best to try to make it as safe as possible. And if any of you out there have visited the Empire State Building recently, do let me know. I'm curious. The High Line reopened last week. Now, things are a little bit different over there right now. You need a free timed admission ticket. I'm going to use some footage right now from my friend Action Kid. Thank you very much for this clip. And you can only go till about, I think, 23rd Street, so you can't walk as far. But if you were a New Yorker who always hated the crowds of the High Line, I know I've been there myself. Now would be a really good time to visit the High Line and walk through. And in fact, I think I'm going to be revisiting it pretty soon myself. Governor's Island has reopened as well. Adriana and I went to check it out last week. No, we didn't vlog it. It's amazing, but sometimes I actually have fun not bringing my camera places. Crazy concept, I know. They have some social distancing markers there when you're boarding the boat, and there's few places I would rather spend time in the summer in New York City, coronavirus or not, than Governor's Island. It's tough to have a bad experience there. Lots of room to roam around. We did a really good video about Governor's Island last summer. We're gonna put a card to that one above. The beaches are open to the public. You can go on the sand, you can go swimming. This has been a hot, miserable, humid summer. Just what we needed. No, not really, but well, welcome to New York. Some summers are just like this. I'm even sweating as we're speaking right now. So if you want, Brighton Beach, Coney Island, Rockaway Beach are awaiting you. So this is really interesting news. The Met is planning, keyword planning, on reopening their doors August 29th. Now, I think they're gonna have some kind of a timed admission policy. They're gonna have some social distancing things implemented. You're gonna for sure have to wear a mask, but slowly but surely, New York City tourism is coming back. Now, I'm not saying it's coming back on a grand scale, but most people involved with city tourism have said at first, they're looking for New Yorkers themselves to go re-experience the city. Maybe they've been too busy to do it, but slowly but surely, it's getting there. Also, my favorite Sky Deck is going to be reopening next month, at least that's the plan. The Edge has tickets available on their website starting about August 15th. I want to go up there around sunset. I think I'm going to be checking them out if they reopen either next month or in September. I want to see what sunset and the night view would be like from there. We did a really fun video at the Edge. Highly recommend it if you're in the city. No word from Top of the Rock yet, by the way, but I imagine the Edge reopening, Empire State Building reopening, Top of the Rock is gonna try to open soon. Just a guess though. Let's discuss the Phase 4 reopening of New York. Now, this was modified a lot and it started this past Monday. A couple of things of note. One are zoos and botanical gardens can open up at 33% capacity. So the big ones there are the Bronx Zoo, as well as a New York Botanical Garden reopening. TV and movie productions can start up again. So if you're walking the streets of Manhattan, you might see some streets finally closed off again due to that. Can't say I missed it too much, although every once in a while it'd be cool to try to see who was filming. Noticeably absent from this list is indoor dining. Now, this was supposed to happen, but with the spike of cases around the US, the governor decided that it wouldn't be smart to do it in New York City. I have no idea when indoor dining is gonna come back. Numbers have lowered a lot. This is something there's a lot of debate on. I'm curious what your opinion is on that. Would you return to indoor dining in New York City if it was available right now? I'm still on the fence. I don't even know if I would do it. I'm just happy with outdoor dining at the moment. We don't have gyms open right now and we don't have malls open. Although I could really use the gym, I don't think I would go even if it was an option at the moment. And speaking candidly, I feel like more and more people are returning to New York City. I think by the end of the summer, we're going to see the number of people coming back going up even further. I was walking around Midtown Manhattan yesterday and in the area near Port Authority for a moment. I looked at Adriana and I said, wow, it's actually kind of tough to walk on the sidewalk. It's getting a little bit more crowded. So things are looking up for now in New York City. Guys, leave a comment down below. Update me on your situation. I'm always curious around the world. Tell me what things are like where you're living. I want to know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, until next time.